I th yeah. Oh, that's we are in already. Mm-hmm. Cause I uh-huh.
I've
Yeah.
okay. Now you're coming in.
Is it okay to end off our Skype?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I know it goes. Okay, so now I see you. I don't. You are the capital June Ray, both caps, and
Mm-hmm.
then on your lap is the small letter June Ray, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so you with caps have created the session
Mm-hmm.
and invited small caps and me. Um, it works. It's working because
Uh-huh.
Google Hangouts. Oh, but is this the webinar jam or is this the Google Hangouts?
The Google Hangouts.
Okay, because I see it says Google Hangouts, but I was thinking webinar jam brings this other. Uh, Let me see. Can I share my screen? Oh, no, that's not how I do it. Settings. How do I share my screen?
You can hover on the left side. There's I think uh uh oh, there's a webinar jam.
Yeah, this is what I think we're in webinar jam. Even though it says Google Hangouts, but when we did the webinar jam, on the left came that screen, and also over here there's a group chat on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Showed up when we were in webinar jam and in Google.
Because I think we had this installation process of Webinar Jam integrated in Google Hangouts. So I think that's why there's a plugin or something, an application within our Google Hangouts. Because as I've checked here on the second, okay, let me just. Oh, there's also Webinar Jam in here. I don't know why.
Yeah, because all I'm doing is answering you were calling. It was like you're calling. Like this thing was like a call coming in
Mm-hmm.
that I was like, oh, but it was coming through the internet, and so I just answered it, and I came into the session. But the session, as I'm playing with the screen, it seems like it's webinar jam, as I remember, because Google Hangouts look different than that. Although it says Google Plus Hangouts at the very top. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know how to share my screen. Oh, maybe it's under me. And
There's the green icon. It says screen share.
oh, yeah, it does. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay. Screen share because several of them will go do 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 do. Google Hangouts. I guess I share that one. Okay. Okay, so now you see yourself because I'm I'm
Yeah.
sharing my screen. But see, I have up here, because I can move this around. So I have up here, it says Google Hangouts.
Mhm.
Um, but when I hover on the screen, I mean, this looks to me like uh, Webinar Jam. Uh,
Yeah.
but I don't see anything that says Webinar Jam. I
Mhm.
don't see in the link or anything. All I see, I mean, I would think this is Google Hangouts. That's what when we were very first trying Webinar Jam, we ended up accidentally going into Google Hangouts and just doing it from there.
Mhm.
We went from there, and then we got into Google Hangout or to Webinar Jam. But I think this one is somehow Webinar Jam.
Because I think um it's it's more of Google Hangouts. Because I can see any integration of Google Hangouts like for the products wherein you can see the members, actually the users who are in with the session or the webinar jam. I really don't know if, because you have also the option to close or remove the app from the Google Hangouts. When you hover the icon of webinar jam, there's an close or remove um, sign there that they can it shows remove this app.
Yeah, but there's no recent apps online. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so I share my screen, and when I go on the little dot dot dot,
Hmm.
it shows there's no apps. Discover more apps for your
Okay.
video call.
Try to hover the webinar jam icon.
Where's Webinar Jam icon?
Um, a flat screen with a thunder um in
Ah,
the middle.
Webinar Jam. Okay.
Yeah. So you can have it remove from the like clicking the X button.
You want me to do that?
Let me just check that one first.
Because I'm thinking, will it end the call? Because I don't. But we did the Hangouts yesterday, and it wasn't Webinar Jam.
Yeah, I thought of what is hmm. Okay, I am. Oh, this is because I am doing here is Webinar Jam will no longer automatically load at the start of the video call.
Okay, but I don't
So,
know where you came in because the last one I was in charge of the event.
mm-hmm,
And all of a sudden you, and I think it was the capital U, um, um, there was a thing coming from you that said that you're calling. It was new to me, but I don't know. How did you initiate that, or because when you did the Google Hangouts, they didn't seem to work. I was invited. I went on and I could see
mm-hmm.
you, but it wasn't working. But this one, I don't know what you did to create this one because the last event I was in charge of. So I
Because
thought
I remember like doing this sample or Hangouts 101. There's an option when you start the Hangouts. You can have there's an option that you can invite users. So I put the email address of yours and my personal email, and then in my Google page, there's this notification that it says you can decline or answer the Google Hangouts from june.carve@gmail.com. So I clicked answered, and it popped out the Google Hangouts window. So I also invited you so that we can start it. But I really don't know because there's this option here in on my secondary machine. There is because I can't see the options.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, this is so confusing.
Yeah, but it's okay. Because I don't want to get rid of Webinar Jam
Mhm.
yet. Uh, I was just wanting, we were wanting to try out Google Hangouts,
Mhm.
just having it by itself too. We should be able to do both because I think it was that you put the emails in Google Hangouts.
Mhm.
Can you put emails in just Google Hangouts? Huh. Okay. Oh, now I don't hear you.
Okay,
Okay, now I hear you.
because you can also have the ability to invite users when like for example now there's a add or invite people up on the menu, and you can also invite people like if you invite it, you can invite them right now. There's I think there's the same notification from your end that you can decline or answer the upcoming Google Hangout session.
Okay. Because that's how I came into the call.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Yep, but all of these menus are the webinar jam, right?
Nope. It's the on the left and on the upper side. It's from the Google Plus or the Google Hangouts menu.
The left is Google Hangouts.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, so
Like
the right
the
webinar.
chat, the screen share, the showcase, capture, and so on.
Yeah, on the left. The group chat on the right is webinar jam. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the group chat with Webinar Jam, I thought there was a lot more available. Like you can share, and maybe that's only the one in control on the
Mm-hmm.
right. All I have is group chat on the right. But
Okay.
but I was thinking Webinar Jam gave us like you can share website, you can share
Products.
ads, yeah, products and all kinds of things. Do you have that on yours?
Nope.
Okay, because then that's not.
Webinar Jam.
Yeah. Huh.
So I think basically this is all for Google Hangouts.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Whew. Wow.
Yeah, well, I think we need to maybe what we need to do then is maybe tomorrow we try Webinar Jam.
Mm-hmm. To see the difference.
Yeah, and not Google Hangouts. So when we just kind of do back and forth, or even within the call, okay, now we hang up the call, or we even set a time thing so it shuts off, make sure it's
Mm-hmm.
an end to it, and then we do one from Webinar Jam just to make sure, because I don't want to just delete these things. I want them to function, but I want to know that I'm in Google Hangouts or alone, or if I'm in Webinar Jam,
Mm-hmm.
um, and maybe I need to pay for the Skype one, the upgrade, because I have like 50,
51.
51, yeah,
Mhm.
$51 there, and I don't know. I need to use some of that, and so maybe I can use that, or even you can use that. Go in as me and use that to upgrade so that so we can do um, more than one in Skype,
Mhm.
and so then sit there and switch, and we can get good at all three, so that we know what we're doing with whatever one we're in, and also with all of these, it's also important that we understand how people are invited, how people are notified.
Mhm.
Because what's happening is that they can book themselves in Acuity,
Mhm.
and in Acuity we need to say something when they get the notice that says, congratulations, you're booked, or you're now scheduled, and you'll get an invite with an email, or you will get, or something like that. It needs to say it, and
Mhm.
so we need to know how people are invited on all three of these. Uh, so I guess this is what we need to experiment with, and
Mhm.
since you also have your laptop set up for two. Then maybe even experiment with this person that knows it so well.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
then work with her and understand how people are notified.
Mhm.
Um, is it an email? Because if it's like if you put their email address in there versus that they have a Google Hangout account,
Mhm.
um, invite them which way, because then I would want to be consistent, that I always use people's email, because that's what they use when they're booking with Acuity, is we have an email. So we always just use people's email, even though they have a Google Plus account or something.
Mhm.
I just need to know the differences with all of those, so that we'll be able to put the right words in Acuity when they book it. But
Okay.
I think what I want to do is, at this point, um, go into Acuity, and I'm gonna schedule, like, since we're still in August, we've got 2 weeks left of August. I chose stress management as the topic
Mhm.
this month. And so I think what I want is that single one to be the stress management. I want to put it up there in Acuity. And I'm going to put an offer on there. Um, but what I want is the bottom line offer. Um, and then maybe below that, I think, is where you were going to put the products to kind of make it look like it's still like it's kind of the same store, but the products aren't going to be part of Acuity. They're going to be that separate store that we're doing. So they were going to be below. Is that right? Or are you following me? Uh, okay,
Eh, okay. Sure.
let me let me say it again. Okay, so in Acuity, I think it's in
Mhm.
Acuity or my website. You need to go into the coding to change it so that I have in the Acuity store that I have one on top and then 2 rows that will be 3 or 4, whichever, if
Mhm.
I add, depending on if I add. So look at the coding, how he has it, so that the rows change. There's something in the coding that makes it work like that. Um, but what the coding says right now is that bottom row always stays 3, and that
Mhm.
then it goes 3 on the next row and then 3 on the row above. And then I think the coding states that the middle row turns into 4, and then if I add one more, then the top row turns into 4 before we get another row above that. But the very bottom row always stays 3 is what he coded it. Whatever that coding is, what I'm asking for you is that you can leave the bottom as 3 for now,
Mhm.
and then that the second one will turn into 4.
Mhm.
If it needs to, that's fine. but the third one, I want that it always stays just one for now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to take it to 4 rows. I want to keep it at 3. And I may have you change the coding so that the very bottom one turns into 4. Because what I'm thinking, my mind thinking is that I'm going to create that one space so that it's large and the focus is on, okay, this month, stress management. So people, oh, she's a stress management coach. But they also can see that I'm a business coach and a career coach. So I want these small. I don't want them big. I want them small. So turning them into 4 across makes them smaller than 3 across. So what I'm thinking is I will keep all of the types of appointments on those bottom 2, and then I have one big one that is the special. And what I will do with these groupinars is, for now, I think I'm going to schedule only 1 a week, and it'll be stress management for August. So the next one coming up is going to be September is going to be career, and I'll share this with you. Well, actually, you can see it as I'm changing the Excel file of the whatever this is called, the calendar. So yesterday I was working more on it, and I'll work on it today. But what I'm doing in there is adjusting so you can see which month is each theme of type of coaching I do. And so then the groupinars will be focused on that. At least for now, that's what I'm going to do. And so the groupinars are something where you can try, this month with stress management coaching, you can try it for real cheap because there's 10 of you. And so this is what I need to also know with the Google Hangouts and even the Skype. How many can we have that functions? And because I don't want to say there's 10 if it doesn't work except in Webinar Jam. And that could be that we want to continue to use Webinar Jam. It's worth it. So I want to. So the focus is like when you come to my website, that you see, oh, she's a stress management coach. What else? And if you want to know what else I do, you can see it, but the focus is not on it. And so then the last part that I was saying was these 5-minute videos, the products that you're helping me create. That's a separate store, and I think that we looked at the best place for those to be on the website is underneath the Acuity store. So it would just look like stress management, and then it would have the other types of coaching, a free intro, and all the different types, those pages, but they'll be smaller. And then underneath Acuity is going to have the 5-minute or the other products. So they'll be small as well. So it's kind of like you see that, but you don't have to get caught and confused in, oh, now I have to choose what I want her to do. So I think I'm going to change the values coaching to just a generic free session. So this is also why in the 5-minute video I said change the values coaching to life coaching with Melody. Because I'm a life coach. So I know that was quite a bit, but what I'm asking is if you'll go in for the coding and check that with, I guess it's Acuity, or maybe it's the website, but it's the Acuity scheduler in there and how it functions mathematically, I guess. Is that considered mathematically? But if you can do that, because I will change. So stress management is is on the top, and then and then I'm gonna change the the groupinars, right now I have a bunch scheduled on the calendar, and so I think I'm going to delete all of those offered and then just change it to just stress management for this week and next week, in case somebody does book. So it's only just one that I'm focused on, not every single day or the bunch of days and I'll build myself up to doing that. But I see that we're still working with this to understand, and I think we need to just continue to do our calls where we work with the three. Because I think it's good to know all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's
It's
on the top level
on the top
of the
level
Acuity
of the
product.
Acuity product.
There's this one big
This one
product
big
that is
product
the
that
theme
is
for the month,
the theme for the month.
and below
And
the
below
big product that is the theme
the
for
big
the
product
month,
that is the theme
there's
for the
this
month, there's this
four. I mean, this
four.
there's
I
two
mean, there's
rows
two
that it has
rows
four
that it has four
and three
and
products,
three products.
and below
And below
the Acuity
the
products,
Acuity
we have
products,
our
we have
separate
our
product, like
separate
the
product,
5 minutes
like the 5 minutes
series, and
series, and
like for example
like
ebooks.
for example ebooks.
So I have
So
to
I have to
look for the coding
look for the coding
so that I can
I can
achieve for that goal.
achieve for that goal.
Yeah, because in Acuity, what I'm saying is I only want it to be 3 rows. I don't, although we can use more, and you don't have to make it so it can't go to 4. It can, but I just won't. I will keep it. I'll keep the other ones hidden, and so I will make sure that it stays within the 3 rows. So the third row up is. I'd just like you to code it so that that one stays only 1. And so I guess what that would mean is if I should unhide enough that it's more than 4 and 4 and 1, that all of a sudden it would want to go to the next one, and it would. So what it would probably do is turn that into 3. But so what I'm wanting you to do is just code it so the third row up only gives 1.
Okay.
Because then it'll make it big. So focus on that rather than trying to change rows 1 and 2, the bottom and the second. Just try to focus on coding the third row to stay only 1 instead of 3 or 4 or what dividing.
Okay.
Just try that much. And because you're going to be looking at the coding and see what it does. And you can play with it, experiment with it to see with the ones that I have in there. But what I will do is I will go into Acuity and set it so that the very last one, or the top one, is going to be stress management right now. And I do that by the number of spaces. It has like, I don't know, 12 spaces or something like that. And the very first one has no spaces before the words. That's how Acuity. That's how we make the order of it. Is the number of spaces before the title, the words start. That's how Acuity does it. But on the coding part, and I don't. That's the coding of the website or the coding of Acuity integration into the website. I don't know where the coding is, but somewhere in the coding shows why it never turns to 4 right now on the bottom. It only stays at 3. The coding shows that because he coded it. I know it's the coding because he told me I had to use coding to make it stay 3. It will never turn to 4. What will happen is it will go 3 and 3, and then it will turn the second one into 4, and then it will turn the third one into 4, and then it will go to a next one before the bottom row just will never change to 3. But that's the code, or to more than 3. That's the coding, he said. So what I'm saying is, at this point, Don't worry about the other coding. Just try to change the third row up to stay only at 1.
Okay.
And since
Okay.
since my other computer guy had the bottom row to stay only to 3, somehow in that coding he has it stay only at 3. So you can probably use that same code or a similar coding to make the third row up stay only to 1. I know you're looking at it right now. You can almost read your mind. Just take your time with it and play with it. Because I know you're capable of it. I know you'll figure it out. Just look at what he did with the coding. And I just hope that I guess the way to make it the simplest is just that third row up. Just try to make it stay 1, no matter how many we add or how few we have. So even if we all of a sudden decided we only have 2 rows, then the third row won't even show. But if that third row shows, it becomes only 1, and it will allow the bottom 2 rows to be 3 and even 4. And that third row will only stay at 1. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand.
I understand.
I think you understand what you said back to me. And then the other store with the other products, we talked about where you're going to implement that, but it hasn't been implemented yet. So and we talked also about just creating that so it looks kind of like it's part of the. It doesn't need to look like it's part of the other store. It can look different because it is a different store. But we talked about maybe adding like orange titles or something just to kind of give it some, so that it looks similar to the other store underneath. But anyhow, play with that as you can, and we'll keep playing with this. But that was one of the things that I thought, oh, okay, I need to ask to change the coding. The most important thing is that the third row up becomes only 1.
Okay. Ooh. Is it okay to just email your computer guy,
Bjorn?
Yeah, you can email him, and he should respond to you, because we talked about that too, that that would be just fine. If you had any questions, just email him.
Okay.
Okay.
And he speaks really good English.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
So you don't have to do it in German.
Okay. I'll just email him.
Email him. I just don't want you to go into overwhelm right now. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Google Hangouts, with the webinar jam, the best thing that we're going to do is to keep just practicing it every day with these calls. And I think if you've got this other one that uses Hangouts, and anybody else that uses the webinar jam, just go practice with them, because you've got yourself twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just practice with them, and then what you'll do is teach me. Because I also have a other computer, and so maybe I make myself twice, and then and then we have 4 of us. So then I can invite all 4 of us, because that's like having 4. Well, that's having 3 other people besides myself, and so then I can practice one live, and we'll play all the roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
friend
my
told me
friend
that
told me that
there's I
there's
think there's problem
there's
with
problem
Google
with the
Hangouts
Google
today.
Hangouts today.
'Cause during morning,
During morning,
they also
they
experience
also
some
experience
difficulties
some
using
difficulties
Google
using
Hangouts.
Google Hangouts.
Okay, so there we go. See, don't stress. It's not you. It's not you. I'm not going to give you a bad rating for today. Don't worry. You're not judged for today. Because I feel like this is probably what might be underneath your, okay, I didn't do it perfect. And it's okay. It didn't need to be perfect. This actually was perfect how it turned out, because even when, okay, well then why don't I create an event? It happened the same thing with me as it did with you. So it's all good. It's all good in Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a tie.
Because it's a tie.
Yeah. So and then after the Google Hangouts blowout, then I dumped on you. Okay, now go into the coding and blah, 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 fast enough. It's like, what?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Do what you can.
I'll
try to go into Acuity and make some changes just to the order. And I will make some changes because I'm thinking I'll probably mess with my prices a little bit too with the groupinars or whatever. But if you'll focus on the coding part of it, just work with what's there, and whatever is on top gets to be the number one in that one position. So even if it's the webinar, because I think right now the very top one would be groupinars. And so that's what comes in the top, but you don't need to worry about that. You can if you want, because all it is, again, in Acuity is just the spaces before the words start. So you can change that, but you don't need to. I can do that. The part that I can't do is the coding to change. So I need you to do that part, just to create it so that there's the. You can leave the first one to do just 3. That's fine for now, because it might work. It might be enough. And then that the second column turns into 4, but that top column stays 1 for now, because that gives me 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 1 is 8. Because if there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think that that's enough right now, because I think right now we have 3. Oh, maybe we have more.
I think we have 9.
I think we have 9.
Actually, I can just even look at it. That might. Okay, there we are. Let me just scroll down, maybe. Oh, and I had somebody. Actually, my sister was wanting to leave a testimonial, and I told her she'll have to just email it to me, because I don't know. That might be the better way, is that somebody just emails me their testimony so I can add it, that people can't. Okay, so now I just scrolled down. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay.
9.
Okay, so what that'll show you, if there's 9 in there right now, then what would happen is the bottom would stay at 3. The second one up would turn into 4, and then we would have a single one, and then there would probably be one more row that would happen, which would create, it would make the one that was 4 turn into 3, and it would put another one on top, or something like that. See what happens, because since there's 9, that's kind of good, because you can see what happens. Just to make that third column stay 1.
Okay.
Because I think that'll be some play. Because I can hide one of these. Let's see. Month unlimited relationship pack. Yeah. And if we need, we can hide the groupinars for now. So then that would make it 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, play with that, see what you can do.
Okay.
Okay.
With the coding. Okay, and I think that that's all I have. I did not get a chance to try to add I didn't go into webinar, or I didn't go into guitar.
GarageBand.
GarageBand.
GarageBand. I didn't go there yet. I was going to try to get that, but I did blog yesterday, and today I'm going to blog again. I'm going to try, because I'm trying to blog every day. I'm trying to do this writing to work on getting blogging every day, and then getting the articles going. So, because I think what I'd like to do is have the first newsletter go out like September. It'll be career, and then we'll have 2 going in September. So that's less than 2 weeks away. But I think, a lot of the newsletter is in the monkey, the whatever the monkey program.
MailChimp.
Yeah, MailChimp.
You always have this.
Always have this.
The guitar.
My bird program, my
the monkey.
program. Yeah. Anyhow, I know, I just haven't been in there for a while, but I know how to work that kind of like I do Acuity. I figure it out, so I can start creating the 2 articles for September, and let them be about career coaching. So. Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Sure.
So, great. Okay, do you have anything, or I don't have anything else.
Maybe I'll just have to figure it out.
Maybe I'll
the
just have to
coding
figure
thing.
it out, the coding thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, and you don't have to do it today because it's the end of your day. You can do it tomorrow because I'll be sleeping when it's your beginning of your day, too. So, anyhow, because I think we've run over.
Oh, it's fine
quite a
because
ways.
I think
Oh,
we
it's fine because
started
I
late.
think we started late.
Well, it's yeah, but it's anyhow. It's the end of. Okay, so for tomorrow, let's see. Tomorrow is one more day that we can do another late one for me. Let's see. Yeah, we can do the same time tomorrow.
Okay.
How is it on
Okay.
how is it on your end?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, Thursday I need to do the earlier one. On Thursday we'll and even Friday we'll go back to the
7 a.m.
your 1 o'clock.
7 a.m.
Yeah, your 1 o'clock on Thursday and Friday. But tomorrow let's go ahead and do the same time. Your 4 o'clock. And we'll do maybe Webinar Jam tomorrow, or
Okay.
the
Okay.
Google Hangouts. We can do Google Hangouts or Webinar Jam, or I'll still be on the Skype. I come on so that if we need to, we just go onto Skype so we can talk too if the other ones aren't working. But let's try. Well, let's do a Google Hangout at the beginning for like 15 minutes. Set it for a 15-minute
Okay.
plan. And then let's plan maybe schedule a webinar jam 20 minutes in or something, and also for like 10 or 15 minutes. And we'll just see what how that works.
Okay.
Okay.
So first we have to use Google Hangout,
Google Hangout,
and then we can use
and then we can
Webinar
use
Jam.
Webinar Jam.
Yeah, that's what I suggest since we were trying with Google Hangouts today. So tomorrow, let's just go ahead and begin with the Google Hangouts for like a 10 or 15 minute, and then have like a few minutes between, like even 2 minutes or 3 minutes from the ending time to the webinar jam, so that so they don't cross over. At least have a minute between.
Okay.
And then we'll just we'll do that, and then we can finish in Skype. But we can also create another hangout or event or stuff because it's
Okay.
fairly simple to create
Okay.
events. So let's just do it that way for tomorrow.
Okay, sure, sure.
Okay, sure, sure.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like really confused
I
with,
was like
with
really
Eagle
confused with
Hangout.
Eagle Hangout.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of your day, and you're probably a little burnt out. So you're still my ninja, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we went
Because we
to
went
CrossFit,
to
our gym
CrossFit, our
yesterday,
gym
and we
yesterday,
had like
and we
pull ups,
had like pull-ups,
and they're so
and
okay.
so
But
okay,
that's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of doing the stretching those
Uh-huh.
muscles.
Uh-huh.
It's a good
Yeah,
exercise
It's a
anyway.
good exercise anyway.
yeah, because it's the end of your day. You probably need a little bit of water, and I just threw a lot at you. So okay, well then enjoy the rest of your day, and
Mhm.
we will talk
Mhm.
again tomorrow at your 4 o'clock. We'll plan on that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.